もう一度会いたいなんて思いは全部閉じ込めてしまおう
Best way to start this list is with an abundance of fan service.
I was just thinking this is kinda nice.
Oh.
And I couldn't think of a better anime suited for this very role than Testament of Sister New Devil.
Hey, what do you think you're doing?
Nothing!
If you are looking for a badass harem king who knows how to tame a woman, I have just a title for you.
Don't be all clingy when we're at school.
Well, I don't want anyone to know we live together.
Usually when it comes to the harem genre, I'm mostly interested in the naked, beautiful women.
Hello there. Are you alright? Your face is red.
But it's definitely a major positive to have a worthy main character who is ready to enjoy all the estrogen.
Nothing like eating breakfast with someone who's horny. Hey, be quiet! I'm not horny! Here you go!
When it comes to the girls, we have a nice body variety, voluptuous and slender.
Now I see the reason you showed up. Thank you for coming.
I didn't come here to help you or Mio.
This show has everything that might strike your fancy. The story is not exactly the best, and by that I mean it can get a bit boring and convoluted,
That's impossible.
but it does have some compelling character arcs, therefore it kept my interest till the end.
As a result, we became Basara's bitches.
The abundance of nudity and numerous edge moments made this show memorable and worthy of recommendation.
I'm taller than she is, and even my boobs are bigger as well. Oh, really?
From all the titles on this list, this one feels more like a romance than a harem to me.
I have a proper name. It's Sistine
I
Fabel.
love you, and I've been in love with you since the first moment we met.
The anime does have a bunch of girls who fancy the main character. It does have a lighter tone,
Professor Radars, that's not what I mean. Your pants fell down?
but even so, Glenn and 16 are the main focus of the show, and it is their relationship that lays at the center of the story.
I'll tell you exactly what I think. Oh.
It's okay, I know what you were thinking.
I really enjoyed the premise of the show, having some lazy slob be a teacher at some magic academy.
So then you do that, and then other stuff.
This guy is incoherent.
It was nice to see a strong and confident harem king take his place as an instructor. The anime does have a lot of action, and even a fair amount of comedy, which definitely improved the standard harem experience.
I'm not that guy from earlier.
How else would you know?
I'm just that strong a mage.
The story is character driven, and it is Glenn who experiences the most character development. This surprised me, as usually in a harem, the girls are the ones who get to see evolve and adapt to a new environment,
Yeah, you better.
which here is mostly the case for the main character.
Please keep supporting me. I don't want to have a job.
Master Teacher of Akashic Records is an enjoyable show with a cool concept, engaging fight sequences, and a solid story with a satisfying resolution.
Professor, did you have a trick up your sleeve?
Why, of course I did!
I was impressed with this anime right from the beginning. Finally, we're getting straight to the business, and the harem king manages to sleep with the girls from his harem. On many occasions.
The one who manages to cause the most excitement in Peter Girl's pants shall be the winner! Very well then.
Okie dokie.
Wow. I mean, whoa. For someone who is way too familiar with the harem structure of holding hands and maybe kissing in the last episode, Peter Grill and the Philosopher Time comes in, and against all laws of the genre, gives us a unique experience where the protagonist enjoys the full extent of the female body.
For I shall be the one to partake in this man's championship loins!
You too?
The story is a comedic tragedy of a righteous knight who has sworn his chastity to his beloved Lady Revelia.
Luvelia, my love!
Hello, dear Peter. I've been waiting.
Little did he knew that fate had other plans for him, and Peter soon falls prey to a lusty woman who wants to sleep with him for his champion steed. It is all business with these ladies. Pleasurable business.
My engagement to Lady Luvelia is now official!
We merely wish to conceive a child with the world's strongest warrior.
The Ogre Sisters, a lolly elf ambassador, and even a half-orc girl are all molesting the hell out of our protagonist.
For history has proven time and again, the blood of the most powerful warriors belongs to Ogre.
Unbelievable.
I like how the anime also emphasizes on the silliness and even inconveniences of having a harem.
The mere notion of Peter ever betraying my trust is simply and utterly preposterous.
For many people, me included of course, having a bunch of hot, voluptuous, lewd women take advantage of me on a daily basis sounds like a dream scenario. But for Peter Grill, this very premise came off as a curse and a liability to his otherwise virtuous love story.
When two people who love each other pray to the heavens, a stork brings their new child and leaves it in the cabbage patch. Isn't life a miracle?
This one is a classic, very popular within the harem community. It's one of the most iconic titles of the genre, and also has one of the more original and impressive concepts you can find in this type of entertaining.
Oh dear God.
While other shows struggle to find a reason for a dude to hang around so many women, Phrasing gives us practical and compelling reasons on why this delicious phenomenon happens.
Compatibility rates differ between partners, but younger boys tend to do best overall.
Girls take center stage in the story, as they are the ones who are doing all the fighting.
In addition to our Volt equipment, the stigmata also give us increased agility and strength.
While the weak, insecure boys stand aside to enjoy the many pleasures women have to offer.
Sharing your sensory input with someone does take a little getting used to, sure, but there's nothing wrong about it.
I think I might get jealous. Well, benefits aside, this is a rather brutal and unforgiving world, and Phrasing does not shy away from showing us the pain and misery these beautiful women have to go through as they are fighting a war against the Nova. Humanity is being attacked by mysterious entities, and our only hope for survival are girls with big bouncy titties.
I will never admit defeat!
I'll be looking forward to it.
Hell yeah, we got all shapes and sizes attached to beautiful, healthy bodies.
And just so you know, you'll need more than big jugs to beat me.
Jugs?
These girls have the mass and the ass to fight evil, and they're good while doing it. Quintessential quintuplets, another title on the list that deals with studying.
Would you look at the time?
Huh? I know you had homework! Don't tell me you haven't done it!
Go away! Stop following me!
Well, consider that most harem scenarios happen in high school. It should come as no surprise how teaching a bunch of hot teenage girls works really well with this very premise.
It must have been fate that brought us together. Do you want to help me study?
Well, this has been great.
This is more of a romance anime that deals with character development for the ladies rather than fan service or other ecchi scenarios.
But if you ever do need help, you can just ask your big sis Ichika. This is gonna be fun.
It is nice to see a show that at least tries to take the harem genre seriously and gives us a somewhat compelling and fitting story.
Could I have the honor of dining with you today? And of course, I'd be happy to help with your studies.
Wow!
The main character is an attractive, well-mannered, and intelligent guy, which is a big bonus for any anime.
If anything, you ordered way too much food. Don't get fat.
What the?
All the girls from the harem are blood related. Yeah, they're all sisters. Or should I say quintuplets.
In fact, we're quintuplets.
Now before your mind might get dirty, this truly is a show that revolves around the social anxiety and educational issues a bunch of rich teenage girls have.
All 5 of these girls could flunk out!
They are all kinda bad when it comes to studying, and this was the perfect opportunity for our protagonist to make some money and get along with some fine ladies.
Yeah, that's a hard pass. I mean, why bother? We're all dumb.
My favorite is Nino. She's the rich Taka princess archetype, and I just love how she acts so superior towards Futaro.
Listen, nobody likes you. So go home already, scum!
Have I mentioned that he also has a younger sister? Well, he does not seem interested in her romantically. But hey, we might get a second season, so who knows?
Did that work? Does she hate me now?
Oh wow, you're such a bad boy.
Yosuga no Sora. Again, you have to be open-minded and accept love in all its forms to enjoy this one. Yosuga no Sora tells the story of some handsome, foreign-looking dude who just moved in a remote village with his twin sister. Again, village, living with his sister. You guys can see where I'm going.
いい子でしょう。じゃあご褒美。
バカ。
Ever since he transferred to his new school, Haruka has become the center of attraction for all the hot girls from his class.
大丈夫ですか?
This guy is a pussy magnet, and women simply can't get enough of him. And they're getting a lot, by the way.
どうも。
This is yet again one of the few instances where a harem anime allows its protagonist to make out and seal the deal with the females around him.
もろタイプです。旅の方でしょうか。まさか。
I like the episodic structure of the show. After all main girls have been introduced, we experience alternative scenarios depending on which one of them has the main character decided to have a romance with.
ありがとう。
It shows that anime was inspired by a video game, but for me, the one path I enjoyed the most was a love story with his twin sister Sora. Forbidden love has a certain appeal to me, and seeing Sora evolve from a frail, insecure, and indecisive girl to a confident individual whose character development at its best.
平気。よかったね。
It shows how true and pure her feelings of love are towards her twin brother.
私のそばから離れないで。
Now that I'm done with the sister fetish, it's time to get into the master and female servant scenarios.
You have my word. No matter what happens, Minato, I will protect you.
And what better way to show this very premise than in Sekirai?
Could you please let me spend the night here with you again?
Huh? Sure, I guess that'd be okay.
This show is a long-lasting titan of the harem genre, and it is rather representative of a preeminent era for ecchi anime.
I guess that means you haven't had the chance to touch these babies yet, have you?
No.
I really like how we get well-developed women to take center stage in the harem.
And who might you be?
She's
I'm his wife.
What do you mean, my wife?
The main character is trying to get into college himself, therefore it was to be expected for him to meet women with huge boobs.
Thank you very much. You must be the kind person who caught me, right?
I wouldn't call it caught.
Usually I am more of a slender admirer, but I won't say no to such bouncy specimens of fun.
Did my lack of modesty freak you out?
No, it was your boobs. They were really nice.
The anime centers around the tournament between Sekirai, which are female fighters who have to choose an Ashikabi to serve and protect.
I've been looking so long for mine. Even though we've never met, our Ashikabis are the ones we were born to serve.
Naturally, the main character is an Ashikabi who attracts and tames for Sekirai.
Tell me, right now, just how many Sekirays dost thou now possess?
He's a busy boy, and his harem is only gonna expand in the second season. This is a rare case when I like the sequel more. The Sekirai pure engagement really delivers on both the action and the women.
What is this?
Uzume said it was a French maid outfit.
I knowest what it's called, thou simpleton.
It's time to get a bit more serious and deliver more intellectual property for this list. We never learn has a more decent approach to wooing our beautiful young ladies. The premise allows for an average teenage boy to have the chance to interact with the proteges of his high school. His grades are average in every subject, which makes him perfect for helping his fellow classmates. While Fumino might be extremely talented when it comes to literature, and Ogata is a genius in math, they both lack the ability to score higher than passable grades in the domains they want to study. Here comes our Heart King, Naryuki, who is tasked with tutoring them for the exams.
だからさ、俺させてくんない？
Of course, all this studying is just a cover-up for the main purpose of the anime, which is to have a dude awkwardly flirt with a bunch of girls.
どうですか？いや、だからお腹。
The show is surprisingly comedy-focused for Harem Anime, and the accent does not fall on the fan service, but right on the dialogue and well-crafted character development.
水木、今日はつけてるんだな。
I enjoy shows about the occult and supernatural, therefore Isoka was exactly what I was searching for, alongside anime titties and panty shots.
シープの低層は私が守るにゃ。
じゃあ、3人で仲良くね。
This is a harem anime that starts pretty well, and unfortunately gets a bit too convoluted and uncohesive by the end.
島津の当主は私よ。お言葉ですが、まだ私は姉様を認めたわけではありません。
But hey, it has more than enough engaging action sequences and plenty of nudity, therefore I stayed interested until the last episode.
バカ猫は庭よ。出て行きなさい。やだ、ご主人様と一緒にいる。だからバカ猫なのよ。
I also like how the protagonist actually manages to flirt and interact on a more personal level with his harem.
あんたなんかに私のこの貸は高くつくわよ。一生こき使ってやるから覚悟しなさい。
Sakuya is an adorable blonde tsundere girl who acts tough and dominant, but comes off as cute and innocent.
持っていけばいいでしょ。持っていけば。
She's on a personal quest, and it is her character arc that is the main narrative of the show.
実力で連中に私を認めさせて、必ずお父様とお母様を探し出してみせる。
The main character, Shinichiro, has an unusual ability called the Eyes of Truth. Basically, all he has to do is kiss a being or person with supernatural powers to learn their true name.
最初に私のマナーを唱えたのが誰か。悪いけど、ご主人様の命令しか聞けないわ。
Why is this relevant? Well, once he does speak the name, the individual is compelled to do whatever he wants. A beautiful and holy ability.
先にマナーを唱えたのがご主人様で、本当によかった。
Too bad he doesn't use it for perverted purposes.
おや、もしかしてデート？
そんなんじゃないって。
If you're looking for an anime where the protagonist fights a bunch of lollies, this is the one for you.
Girls, please!
Butt out, you creep!
Sorry, young ladies. I don't want to be a babysitter.
Girls Meshevalism has a rather original premise. The protagonist of the series is a juvenile and enrolls at some weird academy.
Expelled from his previous school for being the instigator for a brawl. Over 40 individuals were confirmed to be in critical condition.
At first he was enthusiastic to make a new life experience.
Hey, nice place. It'll make a fine stomping ground.
Little did he knew how this particular school has rather strict rules when it comes to math students.
A dangerous enemy has entered our grounds. We must decide how to deal with him.
In this particular private academy, the female students have been violently oppressing their male classmates out of misguided paranoia, ever since the school became co-ed.
The girls were all scared of the new male students, so they started arming the girls like a vigilante group.
The boys have to wear makeup and act girly all the time.
The school became a prime place to send delinquents to be dealt with accordingly.
If any male refuses to comply to the rules, he will have to face the so-called Supreme Five Swords, which is a 5-female-member vigilante group in charge with ruling the academy.
And 5 specially selected girls have been given permission to carry swords.
Naturally, our protagonist is a complete badass and charges each and every one of these deadly lollies to a fight.
The fact that you're swinging around that sword with those tiny arms like it's nothing is pretty impressive.
It's very interesting to see how creative the show has gotten with the girl's abilities and the number of techniques and strategies Fudo Nomura uses to overcome the obstacles that throw in his way.
C'est pas possible! Et allez savoir pourquoi! Oh, Mary, you're getting so worked up that you've switched over to French!
We even see him defeat a few of them in a fair fight. The battle with Rin Onigawara is the most iconic and representative from the series.
Well, if that's the case, be careful of his spirit bullets.
Infinite Stratos is the definition of a harem anime. The show has everything to represent the genre.
I have decided that I am going to make you my bride. That is final, and I will not accept any objections from you.
From a stereotypically tense and uninteresting protagonist to a diverse and colorful entourage of girls.
The hell is this? Hey, wait a second!
Infinite Stratos sets the bar really high in all the aspects of the harem.
It's a true miracle and your good fortune to get to be in the same home room with someone like me. Oh, what an incredibly lucky boy you are!
And by that I include the positives and the liabilities. The show is also mecha, and it works well enough given its premise. It turns out that only women are able to use the high-tech exoskeletons known as Infinite Stratos.
Yeah, men used to be stronger than women, but that was before the IS was invented!
And our protagonist, Ichiga Arimura, seems to be the only male compatible with that technology.
He's the only guy in the world who can use an IS. So he did come to the school after all.
I guess you can see where this is going. Our protagonist enrolls at an all-female academy and quickly becomes the center of attention.
Hey! I see the new transfer student!
And he's standing with Oribara! Mon Dieu! There he is!
Girls from all classes throw themselves at him, but Ichika is too dumb to monopolize on his popularity.
Ichika's my childhood friend!
Well, he's mine too!
You're from class 2, Miss Takeaway!
The harem is very good here, however. We get girls from all over the globe. That's right. Most of the females are foreigners from England, China, France, Germany, and Russia.
It so happens that all the students from the IS Academy are about to take a trip to the beach.
So basically Captain Planet, but with robots and titties.
Hurry up and get changed!
Time to get serious. We're dealing with a rather darker story here. Apparently this title comes from the same manga artist who has made Elfen Lied. And if you know me, then it might have come to your attention that I love that show.
Come on, we took the train all the way out to Akihabara. What's the point if we don't go to a maid cafe?
Bring Into Darkness. That show a bit of resemblance to its predecessor.
What are you staring at Kana for? You want to watch her pee or something, you dirty little pervert?
Both in the story structure and its overall premise.
You turned on yet?
Are you really asking me to point out how flash?
Look, jackass.
We're dealing with mystery, boobies, physical abilities, a bunch of naked girls, one dude who has amnesia, and we also have a bit of Germanic words inserted into the show.
The script was in German. Destroy all the witches immediately.
Yeah, I can definitely see Elfen Lied in all of this. Here, however, it is clear that we're dealing with a harem, and Neko Kuroha seems to take center stage in the story.
Huh? What are you blushing for?
It's just that nobody's ever touched my arm like that before.
She's a lost childhood friend, and the one who introduces Ryota to a new unforgiving reality where he has to fight against supernatural forces to protect his friends.
All you have to do is show me your armpit, alright?
What?
You're a sicko.
My personal favorite, however, is Kazumi Schlierenzauer.
Everyone meet Kazumi Schlierenzauer.
Uns auf Sie!
Now that is a Germanic name, if I ever heard one. I like how she constantly tries to flirt with the protagonist.
You still haven't paid what you owed me for the peep show earlier. So yeah, hotshot, I'm moving in.
She shows lewd behavior and acts tough, and even talks nasty to him.
So, did you and Neko's boobies have a good time?
What is your problem?
It is clear that deep inside, she's pretty insecure of herself.
I thought all you witches were virgins anyway.
Okay, so I'm a virgin. I don't see what the big deal is.
Aesthetic of a rogue hero. There's a lot of potential in this series, as it has one of the best harem kings to ever be put on screen.
If you think you're getting my top as easily as the others, you're in for a disappointment.
That's the spirit. I'm in the mood for a challenge.
This guy's an overpowered maniac who takes pleasure in teasing and dominating the women around him. Finally, a dude who takes advantage of the glorious circumstances he finds himself in.
Instead of us getting a peek at his junk, he's getting a peek at everyone else's. I dig it in principle, but come on.
Where the anime sadly underperforms, pun intended, is with the harem itself.
We've got trouble.
The main chick is hot, with nice curvatures and big boobs.
You're filling out that suit like a professional, sweetheart.
Which is perfect, but the rest are a bit generic. Enjoyable, but not exactly at the top of my waifu list. Also, the story is a bit complicated. I just wish we could have gotten a more fantasy-focused premise. The anime tries to balance a technologically advanced world with medieval magical realm, which didn't exactly work in its favor.
What is the meaning of this? You rogue!
But in the end, what matters in this type of show is how characters interact with each other.
Maybe we just roll down those stockings and play doctor.
The anime exceeds in that aspect. Mio Osawa is the main chick from the harem, and she also refers to the main character as Big Brother.
Don't get me wrong, I'd be pretty twisted if the student council had it in for my big brother.
I love it. So cute and innocent, while rocking an amazing body.
It's more than just her chest, though. The boys really dig her looks. According to them, Miyu here is the whole enchilada.
My favorite girl from the bunch is Haruka Nanase. She's so aggressive and dominant towards Akatsuki.
I'm coming for you.
Better double down on bras.
Pummeling you into the ground is going to be a victory for all womankind.
And yet always ends up being humiliated by him.
This classifies as assault!
Before you start judging me, I have to say this one is one of the best ecchi anime you can find. If of course you are open-minded to see how love has no boundaries even between family. K6 does sound like a bad title for a nasty anime.
怪しいな。そう?
But turns out the twin sisters are not blood related with the main character. They are full. There are no problems with their flirting with each other. I like how the anime actually makes it clear for us from the very first episode to make us able to enjoy this funny and well-structured story.
ケイタは俺の連れ子で、アコとリコは母さんの連れ子だ。
本当に?
K6 is mostly focused on the twin sisters. But the show also tries to add more characters and make the love life of our protagonist even more complicated than it originally was.
俺には姉ちゃんたちがついている。いつだって、どこだって。
We have a weebo teacher, a perverted lolly, and a seductive voluptuous shy girl in his entourage.
浮気かもしれない。まさか。
I like Riko more than Ako, by the way. Riko's a bit more nasty and forward while approaching Keita.
なんだかケイちゃん変じゃない？クンクン。女子の匂いがする。
She's the one with the chocolate lipstick, if you know what I mean.
ダメ、私が。
Kissing Sis is a lot of fun, and found the perfect balance between fan service, comedy, and character development.
ケイタ、アコの貧弱な胸は見たくないって。サイズは全く同じでしょ。
The ending song has the best lyrics and choreography I've ever witnessed in a harem anime. So cute and innocent. A very strong entry in the harem genre indeed. Family of Zero has a retro shonen appeal as the story deals with the overused cliché of having the main character be introduced to a world of magic and other mythical entities.
Ah! What is that big red thing?
Is this the first time you've seen a salamander?
The premise is rather simple, yet it gets more and more complex as the characters are being introduced.
You're a big liar!
Also, the anime is excellent at world building, as it offers a compelling, magical world to build upon and have numerous mythical adventures.
I have a request. A most
request that I must make of both of you in secret.
The action takes place in the Tristan Academy of Magic, where a female main character, Louis LeBlanc, has trouble performing any kind of spells.
Your magical success rate to date has been 0!
Louise the Zero!
Eventually she summons the main protagonist, who is some random dude from Japan.
Why do I have to wash your lingerie? You know, I don't know whether to be happy or upset about this.
If you've seen Inuyasha, this anime is pretty much the reverse story in a European fantasy medieval setting.
Monican, Ajax, and Gimli. Come back in 6 hours, okay?
I was impressed on how much detail and character development was implemented into this title to make it as original and interesting as it turned out to be.
Shut up, stupid women!
Stupid? What did you say?
No, wait, it wasn't me!
High School of the Dead. Finally, we get into some real action. High School of the Dead is my first ecchi harem anime.
God, you are so predictable.
It still holds a special place in my heart. Also, here's where I got my first waifu. I'm referring, of course, to Sakubo Tsujima.
What's wrong? Don't you like it?
Now that girl has it all. She is tall, confident, strong, muscular, but still very feminine. And of course, she has some big titties to shake.
So, you mean this old thing? Yeah, terrible, isn't it? I couldn't find a size that fits me.
If you're looking for panty shots, you're definitely at the right place. Also get some sweet nudity, as these girls get to take a bath and enjoy themselves in episode 6.
Hey, Takashi! Come up here!
After that mark, the show goes full on fan service and uses the zombies as mere excuses for our girls to flex their tight bodies. The main character is also badass, who can handle a fight very well. The girls are all over him.
Let's try to pick up survivors whenever we can.
Let's do it. Let's go.
And we get a love triangle between him, Sakubo Tsujima, and the Orihime lookalike Rei Miyamoto.
I'm VP of the Martial Arts Club!
Obviously, I'm on Team Psycho here, but I gotta admit that Rei does have some delicious features as well. Therefore I understand why the anime tried to enunciate her at the beginning.
Jesus, what's going on? I can never understand what's...
The action is great and the story is captivating, as they first have to escape a high school filled with zombies by using their wits and any weapon they have at their disposal.
Are you crazy? This is Christian Dior!
Your clothes or your life? Which is more important?
Later on, the anime loses a bit of its momentum, but it is still very enjoyable, and I would definitely suggest you watch it till the end, especially if you're an ecchi fan.
It might get a little too interesting.
Don't worry.
Now this one's a classic. Few other harem titles managed to have such a strong and lasting impression as Rosario plus Vampire.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just suddenly got all dizzy.
She's gorgeous.
The show is a lot of fun, and it is hard not to be charmed by the goodwill and effort they put into the story.
If I were to take this off, I would change. I'd turn into my true form, a powerful and terrifying vampire.
Our harem king, Tsukune Aono, is a standard weak and insecure, average-looking stereotype.
What the... Oh, you're silly!
And yet, there's a certain originality and appeal to his character and personality.
Hey, that isn't true! You know, Tsukune is the one for...
Hey there, Mocha.
Tsukune...
Mocha.
And yet, there's a certain originality and appeal to his character and personality. In the manga, he becomes a badass monster himself, a ghoul more precisely. Wonder if Tokyo Ghoul they took a bit of inspiration from this. I mean, Tsukune is always next to Mocha, who is a bloodthirsty, abusive vampire. Kinda like Rise.
Aw, you were such easy prey. You practically begged me to devour you.
Naturally, the show tries to make this a silly and innocent love story.
Will you come to my room tonight? Because we need a place to study. And if we do it in my room, I can help you with your math and anything else you might need help grasping.
But there are some small hints thrown here and there, which shows how dangerous and toxic their relationship actually is.
That feeling, I'll never forget it.
I like the simplicity of every episode. It gets the job done with comedy, drama, character development, and even a bit of action.
Allow me to return the favor and teach you your place.
This episode's big showdown only took a mere 31 seconds. Whee!
At first I was a bit disappointed by the one strike kill of Vampire for Mocha.
It's time for you to know your place.
But as it got incorporated so brilliantly within the episode structure, I began to treasure its silliness.
And soon he'll be in love with me, and you'll just be an afterthought, Mocha.
When it comes to the harem, these girls are more of a distraction, or better yet, an obstacle, between the love story of Skune and Mocha. From the other girls, I like Kurumo the most.
I'm wearing it because I heard this maid outfit is all the rage with girls in the human world. And I'd be happy to serve you anyway at any time.
I like how tough and seductive she acts around the main character, while being a sensitive and insecure girl inside.
You act so tough, even though deep down you're nothing but a sweet, sensitive, shy little girl, right?
What? Shut up! You don't know me!
I also acknowledge the appeal of Mizore. She's a silent type, and ever since the second season, Mizore has become a fan favorite in the community.
My plan is to turn all the boys in the school into my personal love slaves. And it's been working, thanks to my booby trap.
This anime has a lighter tone while still dealing with some harsh and complex issues. Heaven Lost Property is more or less a comedy, or might even say, a fanservice-filled parody of the harem genre.
Here we go. I'll use one of Icarus's cards and these hotties will be mine for the taking.
The protagonist is a panty-obsessed, perverted, scrawny little fellow, who is lucky enough to have a bubblicious angeloid as a servant.
Angeloids were created for the sole purpose of bringing our masters pleasure. It is all we know.
At first I was kinda upset how so many beautiful, voluptuous girls are interested in him, given his appearance.
Better be careful, Tomaki!
But as I got into the show, I realized how his stature and personality actually enhances the overall experience.
Oh, for crying out loud, another one? These freaky creature things are coming out of the woodwork!
I like the concept of having obedient female servants from the sky. Well, that is a mess sometimes, and I love every second of it.
I got all of our panties!
I also appreciate how it manages to perfectly balance moments of sorrow and drama with an abundance of comedy and fan service.
I'd be a fool to part ways with such a treasure trove. It's like my own personal holy grail.
As I said before, don't let the show's silliness and perversion fool you. Heaven Lost Property handles heavy subjects like human emotions, meaning of life, and even slavery.
Way to go, Tomo! You made her cry!
I personally preferred when the show was silly and filled with naughty scenarios.
Tomo sense tingling. Nope.
What can I say? I'm a huge pervert when it comes to anime girls, and Tomoki Sakurai understands my fetish.
Got a pair of high school girls' panties here. Buy now and I'll even toss in a free pic of the chick who wears them. What do you say, huh?
A rather underrated title, but no worries, I will praise it well enough for everyone to take notice. I just love how the anime deals with ancient mythology, both Persian and Greek. The main character travels to Sardinia to deliver a tablet to some hot Italian MILF.
It won't be much longer before dark. You want to give this body a try, big boy?
The show already sounds legendary. But once he arrived at his destination, he meets the sword mistress, Erika Landelli.
Consegnare che Grimorio immediatamente!
introduces him to a world of deities and celestial wars. On his journey, the Harem King gains a lot of ladies, and also a lot of different mythical powers to use.
Oh, I would make it in time!
He's a campione, therefore a god slayer, and the first one he defeats is Veretragna, the Persian god of war, and after defeating the god of war, he himself took the throne and plunged the world into chaos for the glory of Sparta. That's the other story with Kratos. Anyway, well, Campione is a well-executed harem anime in every aspect relative to the genre.
We need to talk. Up to the roof right now.
We can't.
No talking back!
He is a cool and relatable protagonist who actually enjoys the company of women.
It's time we finished what we began that night in Sicily. Hey! Won't you have fun with your mistress?
That makes so more!
The show also delivers a bunch of visually awesome and engaging fight sequences. I really enjoyed the Athena storyline, as it combines the myth of the goddess of wisdom with the legend of Medea. Also, the best aspect of this anime is how the protagonist actually gets to passionately kiss all the girls from his harem multiple times.
We shared a hot bacio.
Bacio? In English, that would be kiss. Oh, really?
My favorite moment is when he makes out with 5 chicks during one single battle.
I told you to keep your mistresses to one person.
Well, then there's no problem, because Liliana is only serving me as a knight.
Kusanagi might not be as lucky to funnel boobs and see naked women every single episode, but at least he's getting some.
Oh, come on, Goro-chan. If you don't get up soon, you'll be late.
I'll get up if you kiss me.
Kiss you?
Yuna and the Hot and Hot Springs, a more recent anime that turned out to be a pleasant surprise. This fantasy harem deals with ghosts, spirits, and many other entities of Japanese folklore.
幽霊が出るせいで物好きが数人住んでるだけって聞いてたけど。
Naturally, most representatives of these creatures are beautiful young ladies who can easily seduce our protagonist.
やっぱりご迷惑でしょうか？
別に気にしてねえよ。
Kogarashi is an exorcist who can banish a spirit with a single swing of his fist. It just so happens that he manages to rent a room at the Yuragi Inn, where all the other inhabitants are women.
貴様また！
悪いの俺か！
こんな男と一緒の部屋で大丈夫なのか？
To make things even more awkward, everyone accepts for him is some sort of mythical figure, from ghosts to catgirls, ninjas, and even demons. We have quite a variety to feast our eyes upon.
我々中馬人軍では基本的に無害とされている妖怪だ。
And what a sight this is! I mean, such beautiful women deserves a bit of fondling, and Kogarashi is exactly the man they need.
割と似合ってて可愛いと思ったけどな。
He ends up being extremely popular among the ladies, and each and every one of them tries to show her affection towards him.
その後も木枯らしの後をつけ回すのであった。
Yuna is the titular character of the series, and also the first girl who accepted the main character into her room. She basically sleeps alongside him ever since his arrival, and in the mornings she freaks out as she realizes how much of her body was exposed to him.
もっと離れて寝るようにしますから。
俺を柱に縛るくらいしねえと。
I like this gimmick. It gets repetitive, but it ends up being funny. Even the show makes fun of this cliche.
ちょっと隠してくれ。
冬空木枯らし。
お前も飽きねえな。
My personal favorite is the Demon Slayer ninja, Sagiri Ameno.
この雨のさぎりが天柱を下す。
She's such a lovable tsundere, who at first is very aggressive towards Kogarashi.
何を想像した貴様。
わかるのかよ。
But eventually warms up to him. She also has an amazing body.
私には似合わないのだろうか。妙に視線を感じるのだが。
Sagiri might be a bit tomboyish while wearing clothes, but turns out to be a fine-looking woman whenever in underwear.
なんなら冬空くんが女にしたってや。その方がこなせる任務には幅が出るやろうしな。うらら！
As of now, we are well into territories where the male protagonist is a likable guy who enjoys his harem, and Trinity 7 gives us an even higher number of waifus for him to grope and flirt with.
Who would you ravage first?
Oh, wow. Excellent question. I guess I'd have to go after the biggest, beautifulest boobies first.
And what a brilliant sight this is. From the title alone, it is established that we have 7 high school girls in the harem.
Ninja arts, astrological arts, and the art of the bedroom all fall under the magical arts.
Most dudes settle for a modest 4 with a little sister, but Arata is a confident badass mage who knows how to get the ladies.
Oh! Got room for one more.
I said get out of bed!
It is a lot of fun to see him enjoy his powers, and the many benefits of his female classmates.
I don't mind being Arata's mistress.
Sounds like a plan to me.
Oh my god, I love this place.
You see, Arata is a demon lord who possesses the power to nullify and copy magic. Naturally, his talents offer him the ability to also undress a girl with his mind. And I'm not talking fantasies here.
You're such a bad boy, Arata.
Hey. You having fun?
Clothes burst from female bodies whenever he desires for it. I like it when we have a pervert as the main character.
Yeah, approved.
Surprised she's in a bikini in the first place.
He also usually speaks in a somewhat perverted manner, and is also calm in dealing with adversity.
So Arata, what kind of girls do you like?
I'm partial to big old boobies.
Arata! Did you really just say that?
If I'm to choose a waifu, I will take Lizelotte Sherlock and her twin sister, Selena Sherlock. Because you know, twin sisters come in one package.
You're all mine.
I like how prudish and insecure Lizelotte is, while Selena is confident, mean, and nasty.
Too easy.
Worth it!
Sukumomo is another title on this list that deals with ghosts and the supernatural.
Sukumogami. When after many years, an object gains a soul.
Most entities are based on Japanese folklore, therefore I'm getting a bit of an Inuyasha vibe from this one.
You're slightly smarter than I took you for.
I really enjoy a good story about yokai and other fascinating aspects of Japanese mythology.
The hand-woven obi of silk, Aya Sakura. I am its Sukumogami, Kiriha.
For some reason, this anime is criminally underrated, and I only had the pleasure of immersing myself in the colorful and captivating universe it presents a few months back, before making this video.
Have you finally realized how attractive I am? Do you want to marry me now? I knew this day would come. I just had to be
I wouldn't go that far.
This is how you make a compelling story, also capitalizing on the benefits of the harem genre.
What's this? Feeling amorous this morning?
What? No, I'm not.
Rarely have I seen such a brilliant display of ecchi archetypes being integrated in a cohesive narrative. I really like the protagonist. He starts off as some average teenage boy.
You are just the worst! Every time you're tardy, you insult this entire school!
But by the end of the first season, he displays a lot of talent and strength as he wins a crucial battle.
The heck was that for?
This is what separates good harem from average ones. When the protagonist is the driving force behind the story, the anime becomes way more enjoyable. The main attraction of the show, however, is Kiriha, who is a Tsukumogami and a servant of Kazuya.
Offensive though it obviously is that you have no recollection of me, I shall graciously explain everything.
Naturally, she's a nasty, aggressive tsundere, and Kiriha immediately makes it clear to the main character that she's the one in charge.
Bow to me, dumb servants. That looks so awkward.
Kagami eating stock will crash hard.
I like her confidence and attitude. Makes her stand out from other waifus, or a bit of soft towards the harem king.
Oh, we've got a guest futon downstairs. I'll go grab it.
Hmm? Why would you?
Kiriha is an independent woman who looks hot and proudly exposes her naked body to Kazuya.
Off to school!
You can't come with
A
me.
servant does not simply run off without his master.
I love Dead Alive, and I'm glad it has received the popularity and support it deserves. Never have I thought a harem anime can be this good without the ecchi tag.
I also like sneaking into your locker after school to sniff your gym clothes.
Same here.
Okay.
But here I am, marveling on how well structured and focused the show turned out to be.
You can call me Natsumi, although some of you humans prefer calling me witch if what I hear is correct.
Every single aspect of the genre is well established and represented in this anime.
Now focus, Shido, and eat my cookies. And mine. I baked cookies too.
We're dealing with strange entities called spirits, which also happen to look like attractive girls.
This isn't just any girl.
They are mostly lollies and do not possess the mass in their titties and asses.
Come here, Shido. Big sis here wants to ask you a little something special.
But still, they're certainly cute and beautiful in their own right.
It's time for lunch! Why are you here, witch? I was going to say the same thing.
The story is about dating teenage girls to save the world from destruction.
I was just looking for Shido, that's all! Students are not supposed to hold hands at school. Let go of him right now.
The phenomena called special quakes happen when a spirit is emotionally unstable.
The view from below was very...
Now she thinks he's lower than a cockroach.
But he didn't even get to finish the line!
Here's where our average-looking high school protagonist, Shido Itsuka, comes in to get laid and save humanity in the process.
Okay, ready, let's go!
Oh, amazing concept.
It's hard to concentrate with such a handsome man in front of me.
It won't do us any good if you fall for her.
Well, he has to kiss those girls to seal their power and stop a natural disaster.
What's wrong? Did you not like it?
He has to deal with personal disasters afterwards.
That's perfect. Looks like someone's got trouble in paradise.
But it's all about getting along while living with a bunch of hot young ladies.
Go on! You've got it tasted, Shido!
There's no need to be shy!
My personal favorites are Kurumi, then Origami, followed closely by the Tempest sisters.
There's no denying. I'm obviously more lively and charming than she is.
Seduction. I'm more fully developed.
I have a fetish for twin sisters in anime. Therefore, Kaguya and Yuzuru were just the blonde bimbos I was looking for. Such beautiful type bodies.
Kaguya is a poor choice. She is quite needy and childish. However, I would strongly recommend me.
Even their personalities are enjoyable. They start off as rivals and constantly compete with each other to end up best of friends once they both got tamed by Shido.
Whiz!
Affirmative, that's my Kaguya.
No, that's my Yuzuru.
Origami is a perverted, psychotic masochist.
Hi there, Tobichi.
Hello.
What is not to like about her? She's so nasty and willing to deprave herself publicly for Shido's entertainment.
Push me up against the wall. Lift up my chin. Whisper sweet words in my ear.
And of course, Kurumi. She definitely has a spot in my top 5 waifu list.
Shido, tasty Shido. Easy, girl. Don't get excited just yet.
And from what I could gather, she also seems to be the most popular character from the franchise. I like how dangerous she is, and from all the other spirits from the harem, she acts more like an anti-hero. As Kurumi does what she pleases, and has avoided being kissed by the main character.
He is absolutely a delight. He also looks delicious.
Kurumi is also a bloodthirsty killer, which only adds to her gothic Lolita appeal.
I came all this way just so I could become one with you in person and see the look on your face when I eat you.
Harem Paradise would be a thematic description of the show. Love has been extremely popular and successful anime ever since the release of its first season back in 2008. I'm glad we have a bunch of OVAs and sequels to this premise, as the story is amazing and a lot of fun. The Love Room is a mostly character-driven show, with just a little bit of action and a lot of fan service.
I finally said it!
Wow, so you felt the exact same way that I did last night, oh Rita!
Wow. Sometimes I wonder, maybe this series has more nudity than the DxD franchise. My fellow perverts, this anime is that good. To Love Room is the definition of ecchi.
What's with this thing?
What did you do?
Huh? I got tangled in the tape measurer.
As it uses any opportunity possible to expose delicious female skin no matter the circumstances.
I know you're going through a special time and everything, but you should really learn the difference between fantasy and reality.
I like the commitment of the show to deliver us an abundance of fan service each and every episode.
Did you see?
I didn't mean to.
There are so many waifus to choose, therefore it would be a sacrilege not to enjoy each and every one in particular.
Haruna.
Hey, good morning, Yuki and Lala.
Thankfully, the franchise has more than enough episodes to give us enough screen time for every one of these lovely ladies to take their clothes off.
Probably. I suppose it's only natural that one would tremble in fear of my unfathomable beauty.
Love represents an estrogen buffet of beauties, and I can only recommend you try the show yourself.
Yeah, take it all in. Don't fight your desires.
My favorite from the series is Moto Love Ro. It's the perfect balance between the formal love triangle of Lala, Haruna, and Rito.
Yuki, those words weren't meant for me. Or were they?
It also serves as introduction for the even more erotic sequel, Love Ro Darkness. Personally, I like Lala more than Haruna.
She sure is super cute.
Usually I go for the shy girl archetype, but here I was bewitched by the cheerful, seductive devil from the sky.
You mean me? I'm Lala.
Your name's Lala?
That's right, from planet Deviluke.
It should come as no surprise that High School DxD is still the rightful king of the harem genre. And what a specimen of a show this is. From the outrageous premise to the complex story and abundance of naked women, this is indeed the best representative for how far anime fanservice can get. Although, the main reason this show is so iconic and amazing is because we have a worthy harem king to lead us into this adventure filled with danger and nudity.
I'm gonna have a harem! They'll be naked all the time! I'm the king of the world!
Issei Hyodo is the perverted and eccentric main character who has earned my respect for fearlessly pursuing his noble quest of becoming a harem king. There's a certain retro shonen appeal to his character, as he's driven and determined to achieve his goal.
I have a dream that one day I'll rank so high that I become the harem king! I'll have one group of hot girls with huge jugs as servants and another for my babe army! Oh yeah!
His motivation might be lost in perversion, but still, it is very nice to see the commitment he has for his dream. Most harem kings out there simply get approached by lusty women. On High School DxD, the main character is the one who is so stubbornly trying his best to funnel and flirt with as many girls as possible.
Boobs. Booties. My dream is to see every single one of them. And I will. Soon. Get ready for me, girls, because I'm gonna fight until I'm strong enough to blow a chick's clothes off just by thinking about it!
When it comes to the harem, we have a plethora of anime girls archetypes. We have lolis, catgirls, rager zealots, demons, half-fallen angels, priestesses, catgirls, angels, and even a Valkyrie. Whoa, wow. This show deals with Christianity, Japanese folklore, and even Norse mythology. I would never have expected such skillful world building in a harem anime, yet High School DxD manages to have the complexity of an ongoing shonen. Second season was the best. I mean, it had amazing fight sequences between Issei and his arch-enemy Valley, the White Dragon. It was an epic battle worthy of an action anime, and also, we get a lot of Akuno Himejima in the second installment of the DxD franchise. You see, while she was just as hot and seductive from the beginning, DxD knew, gave her a chance to shine and charm the protagonist.
I want it to be extremely accurate. You may have to touch to learn my curves.
You mean with my hand?
Akuno outmatches even Ria when it comes to being seductive, and to be fair, her rockstar body is the most beautiful thing the show has to offer. I love her seductive voice and the shameless way she flirts with Issei.
I wonder what it would feel like to have my body devoured by a hot younger guy. I bet we could learn a lot from each other.
Most anime girls are hot and beautiful, but Akuno Himejima is also seductive. Anyhow, High School DxD has the best waifus, the best dub version, the best action, and the best protagonist you can ever find Harem Anime.
I'm going to be Harem King!